Bugs picnic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And they all came down to the Ladybugs picnic. Come on, YouTube. Is YouTube going to connect? My goodness. Okay, we are live. It is 9:01 a.m. U.S. Pacific Standard Time here in Los Angeles. It's Monday, December 18th, 2023 A.D. Gonna have a loosey-goosey, hakey week this Christmas week here, or week leading up to Christmas. So we'll be taking your calls. We'll have some beautiful Christmas music, Christmas-ish music. And maybe I'll get to these stories that I've been teasing for like days, weeks, perhaps. That fire extinguisher to the Menorah. You saw it on American Anchor, baby? I want to play it too. I think. And were the founders deist or theist or what? Or Christian? And what's the difference? Who calls himself deist nowadays? What does that even mean? I don't know. And of course, Stop Thief! Been wanting to play that, and the transgender propaganda from Commie Nonsense Network and other stuff going on in the world. There's a whole lot of mess. Yes, Hake is streaming on Kick. JLP has not been able to stream on Kick except for at church with JLP. Let's hope that everything is working. Hake, you ain't got no Christmas music, boy. That's right, because I have some Christmas music. Ain't got no means I have some. In English and in mathematics. So all that, hopefully, we'll see. And your calls, guys, if you'd like to call in. Some of you guys getting in there now. But anyway, everybody, let's get right on with the show!
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La, la, la. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La, la, la.
Hey, guys!
Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La, la, la. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La, la, la.
So, how you guys doing? I am fine. I got my Snow-Capped Mountains t-shirt. Mount Baldy. Hold on. I think I'm sitting right. Mount Baldy t-shirt. Mount Baldy is in California. It is nice. It's nice. It has snow on it sometimes. So right on Mount Baldy. Beautiful area. Little to my right. Okay. Thank you. Much appreciated. Before I get into these stories, play some Negro spiritual Kwanzaa music. Negro spirituals predate Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa was made by some lame-o professor guy who, didn't he like mess up some black ladies? Shameful. So yeah, the Negro spirituals are all Christian, I think. Or at least deist. Yeah, maybe they're theist. Whatever. Let me get to Keith in Illinois who wants to comment on my guest from Friday, Omar, Third Rail with Omar. Keith in Illinois, thanks for calling, man. How are you doing? How was your weekend?
Oh, it was pretty good. Hey, how was your weekend?
It was nice. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, when I found out, I did some research. When I say the ADL didn't, I didn't feel like they did enough to, talk about the presidents of these universities not talking about hate speech and not getting out there, condemning these kind of people.
Oh,
when
yeah.
I did my research. I saw the CEO of ADL. He did go on CNBC. He went on MSNBC. So he did talk about it. He did say how wrong it was that they wasn't, doing enough to counteract hate speech. I felt, because I didn't see him in the mainstream loop, they didn't loop it all the time. They looped Kanye West and Kyrie. They didn't loop him. So that's why, but I said, let me do my research, and I found out he did go on some channel and he did denounce it. But I mean, there was no anger. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was just like a calm voice. You know,
Yep.
he was just very calm and nonchalant. He should have been screaming at the top of his lungs. I mean, anti-Semitic.
Right.
And, talk about the death of Jews on the campus. I mean, he should have been acting a fool, but he was just very nonchalant about it.
I know why too. I can tell you why. I wonder if I can express it clearly and succinctly. Well, Kanye West and Kyrie Irving are two. They go off half-cocked. They cannot be controlled. They are independent thinkers. They have a lot of young people who look up to them. And meanwhile, the colleges are very controlled. They're the tentacles, the far-reaching, multi-armed attack of the victim mindset is well entrenched. They got their tentacles on the colleges. And so, of course, the colleges and universities, he's going to be more calm about that because the colleges are already under the control of his ilk.
True.
You know what I mean?
That's true too. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
I think you said it very well. And I agree with you 100%.
Nice.
I do. It's like the ADL is like he knows, like you said, that the woke crowd, and it's part of. Remember, the ADL was always cool with the woke crowd until until this happened. But he can only go so far because remember they intertwine. So it's like he don't want to step on their toes, but he'll make a little announcement about it. But he won't, like you said, he won't go all out because they intertwine. You know what I'm saying? So. Like you said, he wouldn't put a lot into it, like a lot of rage into it, because they was once bed buddies. So he don't That's why he did that. You're right.
Wow, that's interesting, man.
And you'll guess Omar, is that his name?
Yeah, Omar. Third rail with Omar.
Okay, well, I'd like to say this. First of all, I'm not ignorant. Anybody believe that crap he's talking is very ignorant, okay? This guy here, so let me give you an example. He tried to give you some old example. If you occupy land, like somebody got the right to come in and kill and rape and pillage your children and your grandparents, man, take that crap and you know where to stick it. So you're trying to tell me that if my great-grandparents came to Israel, now remember, they was there now, so now I'm living now 30 years later, so they get to come in and rape my little sister, kill my mother, kill all my friends and relatives because they so-called occupied land. Anybody believe that crap from him is ignorant, okay?
That's an interesting point.
Yes, it is. So that means the Indians, so I don't believe none of history anyway. I believe it was all a bunch of lies and confusion. I don't believe none of that stuff we taught. That's just me. I don't believe none of it. I think we've been lied by the federal government and all the people and the books and all that stuff. Don't nobody really know nothing about nothing. I believe that we were Native Americans. I don't believe we came in on ships and all that stuff. But anyway, let me give you another point. So that's the case. The Indians can come back, so-called, and they're supposed to be able to walk in anybody's, white house and kill them, okay, because that's the occupied land according to what he's saying, right? Supposed to be able to kill them, rape their daughters, and nobody's supposed to say anything about it, because that's what he's using, occupied land. It's all right to kill and maim and murder in the realm of occupied land. That's a bunch of bull. That's a bunch of bull.
And what's interesting is Omar is not for that for America. In America, he knows that that's hogwash, if you will, to steal a word from Joel Friday. But you're right. The leftists, the liberals, whatever they are, which Omar is a liberal, but not this leftist nutcase stuff, at least not in this instance. They say the same thing about the American Indians, and that victim mindset creeps in on behalf of the Palestinians. And I don't think that that's doing the Palestinians any favors. I don't think Hamas is doing the Palestinians any favors. So that's a mess.
Hamas is using them like the Democrats and the liberals use black people. They use the religion and keep them all on the plantation. While Hamas get to line their pockets hundreds of millions of dollars while they put these and sacrifice these people on the religious tip, and while they get all the wealth and sacrifice them. And another thing that Omar, whatever his name is, he's one of them. What I call, I know what I'm talking about. He's one of them people that are extremist Islamists. So what they'll do is they've been taught to pretend to be the friends of the West. This is in their Quran, or this is what they dug out of their Quran anyway. To pretend to be the friend of the West, to seduce your enemy, to make him think he's your friend, okay, when you totally hate them and he would totally annihilate this country and everybody in it, but he would tell, oh, I love you, brother. And then I always know, too, when people use the word brother, it's a scam. Brother is always used if you agree with them. Now, that same person that calls you brother, 1 minute later, if you just said, no, man, I don't agree with that, then you'll see the hate in their eyes.
Right.
That word brother needs to be thrown out of the dictionary because it ain't nothing but a con and a scam.
That's interesting because the blacks,
I don't trust none of them guys.
Blacks call one another brothers, and they kill
scam.
one another more than any other race.
Time, like you said, like I just said, 1 minute later, 1 minute before you was brother, the next minute later you putting a bullet in your head. It's the same thing.
So you're saying that Omar,
he ain't nothing but a scam. He ain't nothing but a scam. After he's extreme Islamists and they're pretending to be the friends with. No. Do not trust them people. No. They have been exposed by their own people. They have been exposed by that's what they've been taught, to pretend to be the friend. By the way, look how many of them are here now. Look how they're gathering in protests, and look how they against the Jews and all the anger and all the hostility toward America, burning the flag. That's what they do.
Yeah.
I mean, ain't nothing people to pay attention to them. That's what they do.
Nugget Man in the chat says Omar is an anagram for Satan. Oh, that's wild. That's wild. That's the first I've heard that. But I don't know if I kind of sense what you're talking about. Like he's all buddy with me, but he's not like an extreme Muslim. I mean, he's not. No. He's a liberal. He's like a New York liberal.
No, the same.
I get what you mean. That's human nature.
The same thing. The reason why he votes Democrat, let me tell you why you will find any Palestinian, any Islamic, faithful person. Look at they all vote Democrats. You know why? They know the Democrats are here to destroy this country. They know they're gonna bring in, child pornography. They're gonna bring in, LGBT. They know they're gonna bring in laws against the common man. That they are against white men. They know they are against Christians. They know they are against them all. You can't find Muslims that don't vote Democrat because they know the Democrats are here to destroy this country. That's why they're important to men. Because they know they're going to vote Democrat and they're going to help them destroy this country. That's why he votes Democrat, and that's why he's deliberate. You can't find any Muslim that don't vote Democrat. I ain't going to say all of them, but 98% of them vote Democrat.
I think it's at least 60.
Democrats to destroy this country.
It's at least 60% of Muslims vote Democrat. Is what I've.
It's just like the black people. 90% of black people vote Democrat. 90% of them vote Democrat. Because they are here to vote. They know the Democrats are here to destroy this country, to take the resources. They know the Democrats are here to divide us. Remember, they want division solely because in their religion, in Islamic religion, it's to destroy the Western culture by any means necessary.
Okay, here. I have some facts. I searched it up on Evil Google. Totally useless website, by the way. Shout out to American Anchor Baby. 69% of Muslims, according to exit polls, which you can lie on an exit poll, and maybe they're lying to the infidel. 69% of Muslims supported Democrat Joe Biden in 2020. Slight decrease. 82% supported Hillary Clinton 4 years prior, despite that Trump's measures were, crazy. I don't know. What a mess. This is. I knew it anyway because I can analyze the world. But this Islamic leader came on. Actually, he came on and he was talking to Tucker Carlson. He said, "Of course, we're going to vote Democrat." He said he knows that the Republicans are going to hold them accountable, going to make this country stronger and better. He said, "Of course, you will never find none of us Muslims that will vote, extremists that will vote nothing but Democrats." This is what he said. Oh, because he wants America. They know that Democrats will make America weak and open to.
That's right. That's exactly right, Hake. But I know what I'm talking about. That's why the Democrats imports all of them in there. They got all these people coming from South America and all these other countries, and they keep them in them camps and they program them against America. You ever know if they keep them in all in these places by themselves because they are programming them to hate America, which they're gonna make. It means they're gonna vote Democrat. And they're gonna give them the welfare checks, whatever they need to vote Democrat. It's all a scam, man. And every time you see like if they show like a conservative rally, and you'll see a guy with a Confederate flag.
Yeah.
That ain't nothing but a Fed. You always know the liberal media always points that he ain't nothing but a Fed. That's all he is.
I think there's a lot of truth to that, or just kind of a sucker. I support the Confederate flag, but I happen to know that it's not good optics, I guess, because people are brainwashed
that's all
suckers
I'm saying.
about it.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because they gonna get these people. Racism. The reason why the media will always point to him.
Yep.
And this is what they did with January 6th. They didn't expose all of it. They exposed the stuff that made them. They propaganda and they lies. You know, they showed that part. But when you get to see the whole thing, then you'll say, like, wait a minute. It ain't all one-sided like they do it. But the only reason they point to that guy with the Confederate, he ain't nothing but a Fed. He ain't nothing but a Fed.
Interesting,
that's all I
man.
had to say. I'm just glad you let me say that. That guy, don't trust him. He is one of them extremists. They'll pretend to be your friend, and they're the same people that can't wait till the disease and the death and the division and the civil wars and everything that can destroy America. And they're willing to wear they don't have to wear bombs anymore. Remember they used to wear bombs? No, all they need now is social media. That's their bomb.
They just have to cry Islamophobia and everybody panics and spreads. Yep.
Right.
I appreciate it, Keith. It's nice to hear from you, man.
Yeah, same here, man. You take care.
All right, you as well.
Bye, man.
Bye. Ooh. I hung up mid-click. I started to hear that click, but it wasn't a rough click, so I shall not overreact. Mark in Los Angeles area, California, on the line. Mark, thanks for calling, man. And thanks for holding.
Thank you for taking my call.
Yeah, of course. Go ahead.
I wanted to say about Omar last week. I mean, I agreed with a lot of what he said.
Yeah.
But and correct me if I'm wrong, but did he say Jesus was a Muslim?
I think he did. I've heard that lately. A lot of the Muslims are saying Jesus was Muslim, and what he means by that, even though Islam was only started 600 years after Jesus, right? What he means, he did say that. I know why he said it, or I remember what he said about it. Do you want me to explain what he said?
Well, yeah, you could. But first of all, it's blasphemy, but go ahead.
Okay. He said that Muslim just means submission to God's will. That's what he's saying that Muslim means. So he's redefining the term away from what we know as of these Muslims to mean just submission to God's will, submission to God, which Jesus did do that. He submitted to God's will. He said and did nothing apart from what the Father told him.
Well, in Islam, they say there is no God but Allah.
Yeah.
So how could Jesus, the Son of God, he's not the Son of Allah, he's the Son of God.
Right.
I just think the statement was blasphemous. And except for that statement, I agreed with a lot of what he said. The other thing
what is blasphemy, just in short?
Well, it's basically blatantly lying about the Lord Jesus Christ or God.
Oh, okay.
And, to blaspheme is to degrade or lie about, I guess, would be the best way to describe it.
I've heard that I thought I heard in the Bible, read and heard in the Bible that all blasphemy of the Son and of the Father will be forgiven, but blasphemy of the Spirit will not be forgiven.
Well, it's the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
Right. So if you blaspheme the Spirit of God, then that won't be forgiven. That's what I heard.
Well, I feel that the statement blasphemed Jesus. And
right.
I guess I'll have to let God determine what's going to happen to
Yeah,
Omar.
of course. We're not God. It's not ours to repay or punish. So
right. Now, here's the other point I wanted to make. This thing with the Muslims and National Socialism. That is true in history and in American history with Rockwell and Elijah Muhammad, with Hitler and the Mustafa, or whatever that guy was called. But there is an exception to this. J.B. Stoner, who was probably a stronger patriot than Rockwell, he was certainly around much longer. He never wanted to have alliances with Islam. Oh. He said even though they were separatists and they were anti-Jew, like Stoner, he didn't want anything to do with the group because they were infidels. He actually wrote a letter. Non-believers in Jesus. Right. And he wrote a letter to Elijah Muhammad in the 50s and asked him if he would just, disband his temples and mosques because they were probably, if not the first Muslims in America, they were one of the first Muslim groups. And JB saw this as a threat to America. And he offered Elijah Muhammad in this letter a job on a farm if he would just give up his organizing of these Muslims, because he also wrote a letter, JB did, to the police commissioner in New York, offering the Klan support and help to the police when they had to go arrest these people. He said that the infidels who don't accept Jesus, and if they were black, they would be an uncontrollable force to reckon with.
Wow.
And he wanted no alliances with them.
Yeah.
Even though they shared common goals, he wanted no alliance with them. Rockwell took a different perspective.
Interesting.
I basically go with J.D. Stoner on this.
Yeah.
I think that we should not have had, as white nationalists, had any alliances with the Muslims. They could go their way, we'll go ours. We know they're not a Jewish-controlled communist group like so many of the other civil rights groups were. Well, the Muslims weren't even civil righters. They opposed the civil rights movement.
Nice.
So, when the Muslims came down to Atlanta, they started in New York in the 50s. Then they came to Atlanta. JB confronted them in a meeting, and they worked out a deal where as long as they didn't participate in the civil rights movement, the Klan wouldn't bother. And Malcolm X was there, and J.B. Stoner was there.
Wow.
This was in 1961. It could be referenced in the book called The Autobiography of Elijah Muhammad.
Wow.
So it's all based on fact. I'm not making it up. Of course, Spike Lee left that out of his movie.
Yeah,
but you could
Spike
research
Lee.
it on your own.
Okay. Interesting, man. Thank you for the history lesson.
You're welcome. And thank you, Mr. Hake, for everything.
Yeah. Take care, Mark.
God bless you.
You as well. That's interesting. I tend to agree with not being all excited about somebody who says something about your enemy and you get excited about them. Oh, based. Or somebody says something that you agree with. Oh, based. Our guy. People are doing that about Vivek Ramaswamy. I saw this clip about Vivek Ramaswamy speaking about AI and how AI is just liberal. And it speaks as though things are authoritative, like racism is so real. Or I bet none of you could decipher what I just said. In my mind, I'm thinking, and that's probably still undecipherable to most of you. I don't want to say it, but I don't want to say it for the sake of my channel. But some of these things that people say, oh, it's so real. And it's just the liberals who are the ones pushing it. The term based is cringy, cringeworthy. And so people are falling for Vivek. And I'm like, I like him. I appreciate what he says. And I like the true things that all these different people say. Maybe some Nation of Islam old-time person might say something true sometimes. There are communists who said stuff that was true. There were guys who did terror attacks who said something true. Whites, Muslims, Jewish people, everybody's can say something that's so true. Joel Friday deciphered it. But it doesn't mean that you team up with them and, to steal a phrase from JLP, hook your wagon to them. So, interesting. What a mess. Okay, fire extinguisher to a menorah in Poland. This is kind of old news. AF Post posted this. AF Post, America First Post, on X. Clip 31. It's inside the other folder, I hope. I don't even know. Other folder. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, clip 31. Do you see it in there, Hassan? Hard right, according to AF Post, which AF Post said it, so it might be true. I don't know. Hard right, Polish MP. Usually hard right is not a real thing, or far right is not a real thing, right? Polish MP Grzegorz Braun from the monarchist wing of the Confederation Party in Poland puts out a Hanukkah menorah in Parliament, and Hanukkah has ended with 8 days of Hanukkah. I played that song at the end of the Hake Report on Friday. The end of my show with Omar. In Parliament with a fire extinguisher. Check this out. 90 seconds. Almost. Here it is. So this man in a suit, fire extinguisher, blows the stuff, walks across the big old room with pillars and things to a menorah with, 7, 8 lights. And a woman walks up to him and he puffs some of that stuff in her face.
Panie pośle, co pan robi?
Puts out these candles, the menorah-like candles. And he has the fire extinguisher. What's he saying? Whoa, he's coughing. Woman yelling at him. Guys with cell phones. Professional cameras. Menorah is out. I know he says something like Satanista. Brushes off his hands. What you saying, man? I don't understand Polish. Hopefully they aren't cussing. Sorry, Polish kids.
Proszę zejść na dół, proszę Państwa, zejście na dół to się musi przewietrzyć. Wstyd powinno być tym, proszę Państwa, uczestniczą w aktach satanistycznego kultu.
Satanista.
Proszę zejść na dół.
He said something satanista. Maybe that's Satanist?
Proszę zejść na dół, proszę Państwa.
What, is Poland a Christian country? He's a firefighter. No fires indoors. American Anchor Baby literally thought that he just put it out because there was a fire in there. He's so innocent. He reminds me of Joel Friday TV. Catch American Anchor Baby at noon Pacific, Monday through Thursday. And 4, 5 on Fridays. I like how he said hard right. That's better than far right. Is this man in a mustache. Looks similar to, but a little bit tougher than... Who's that guy? Founded Proud Boys. Canadian. Gavin McInnes. Looks a little bit similar to Gavin McInnes in his style. Every word sounds like a swear, like they're cussing. Yes, Poland is Catholic mostly, says Alice over on DLive. Thank you, Alice. Hake gets his education from the chat, the live chat, and sometimes callers, and sometimes debate opponents. To me, this was such a funny scene. I know, it's supposedly anti-Semitic or something like that, but I didn't take it that way. And if I know Jews, the good ones, they would laugh this off. Funny, it's funny. It's kind of cool. It looked kind of cool. I saw some fire extinguisher Menorah Poland tweets in the folder, in that other folder. Fire extinguisher Menorah Poland. Noble _X_X_ posted, meanwhile, in response to AF post. Meanwhile, state representatives in America can't even tear down a shrine to Satan in their capital. I heard somebody deep beheaded that shrine to Satan. The satanic temple thing. In front of the beautiful steps of this place in, Iowa? Iowa Des Moines Register. You see that in the folder there, Hassan? Fire extinguisher Menorah Poland folder inside that other folder. Just 3 tweets. Iowa GOP. Somebody eventually did decapitate it, right? Is that true? Like cut off the head of the devil head with an upside down star. You know, that pentagram thing. Satan thing. Whatever. I don't know how to draw it. There's one that's has a little bit of a poem from Teddy Roosevelt, Theodore Roosevelt, the good Roosevelt, if there is such a thing. I think he was a good guy. So that this place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. And it has this picture of this man and busybody woman interfering with men's business, by the way, which this isn't exactly men's business. It's just putting out the decoration that he finds not very Christian. The credit belongs to the man in the arena. Yeah, exactly. Who are we to criticize? The man in the arena whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, and this man in a cloud of fire extinguishant with a fire extinguisher, and a woman, busybody woman, getting in his face. He puffed at her, by the way. It was funny. I don't know if it was on purpose. I disavowed doing that on purpose to a person's face. That's right, Teddy Roosevelt, Theodore Roosevelt. He was tough. I heard he got shot when he was running for president and still did a speech even while shot. And then he became president. And he was not FDR, the communist, the lame-o. Teddy Roosevelt, Theodore Roosevelt. Tough guy. Show the, let's see. Show the next one. Oh, yeah, here's the one that I mentioned in Iowa. Is it true that somebody cut off that head? Oh, man, my goodness. Yes, Nick says yes. American Anchor, baby. Somebody cut off that ugly head. I don't know. Although it does look satanic and ugly in that sense, I somewhat like the style of this. It has red, flowery wreath around the evil pentagram, and it has silvery mirror-like things encasing the goat head. So I do respect the effort. A for effort, F for satanic. What else? Bleeny Enjoyer Groiper translates, he has explained, I restore the state of normality by ending the acts of satanic triumphalism. You are not aware of this act, innocently called Hanukkah. He knows. Hake does not know, but this man knows. Thank you, Bleeny Enjoyer Groiper. Whole lot of people more knowledgeable than Hake. So, yeah, and Reuters covered it. Far right. Oh, they called him far right. Polish lawmaker uses a fire extinguisher on Hanukkah candles in Parliament in Warsaw. And Warsaw is in Poland, I learned from the super chatters. Disruption came ahead of a key vote on whether to approve. Show the man in the arena post again. That one was cool. Whether to approve newly appointed pro-EU Prime Minister Donald Tusk. Wow. During an event with members of the Jewish community, provoking outrage and leading the speaker to exclude him from the sitting. Well, people are ill-humored. This man may be somewhat ill-humored, but he brought some levity to my life. I was cracking up when I saw this. Right on. Okay, so, anybody know history? Hake is a liberal artist. Yeah. Mary Rice Hopkins would not approve. It's true. Not A for effort. So, moving forward, guys. Moving forward. Deist or theist or Christian? What were the founders, the majority of the founders? I've seen this so many times from the atheists, and now I think I've seen the Christians saying it. I think I saw Bald Man 54 in the JLP chat. You know, Bald Man 54, whatever his name is, in the JLP chat, say most of the founders or founding fathers. I don't know if I agree with the term founding fathers. Didn't Christ say, call no man father? Were deists. Deists. What is a deist even? So I looked this up on the internet, and I looked it up on Deist, Theist, Christian Founders folder, there, Hassan. Deist, according to, I don't know, some definition, one who believes in the existence of a personal God, okay, but in few or none of the more special doctrines of the Christian religion. So doesn't believe in most of the many of the doctrines of the Christian religion. One who holds some of the more general propositions of the Christian faith concerning the deity, but denies revelation and authority of the church. Well, I don't know. That doesn't sound so bad. Okay, so what does this one say? Summarizer Hassan has this. Okay, so I looked up deism versus. Oh, okay, nice. Yeah, you're on that one. Okay, cool. One who holds the opinion that there is a God, but no divine providence governing the affairs of men. One who holds that God is not only distinct from the world, but also separated from it. Synonyms: atheist, skeptic, etc. What? See, infidel? Whatever. I don't see how that can be atheism. Anyway, deism. I don't see, if you believe that there is a God, how can you be an atheist? You believe that there is a God, but he doesn't meddle in our affairs necessarily? I don't know, that doesn't sound so bad. It sounds like that's not different from Christian, necessarily. Unless you say that, Jesus wasn't the Son of God. Okay, then you're not a Christian if you don't believe that Christ was Christ who came. But, okay, so what's deism versus theism? Deism and theism are two different beliefs. Going back to this one. This is from Brave AI. Are you proud of me? I didn't use Google, which is evil. Deism holds that a God must exist based on reason and nature only, not on supernatural evidence. Okay, yeah, I mean, look at the creation. Doesn't the Bible say all creation declares the glory of the Lord or something like that? Glory of God? I mean, look at it. Wow. So-called supernatural evidence. Some deists believe that a natural evidence versus supernatural evidence. Some deists believe that a God created the world but is indifferent to it. I mean, doesn't that kind of make sense? Like he lets all this stuff happen. On the other hand, theism holds that there is one God who is still actively engaged with the universe in some way. This is stuff that, like, ask God later. Theists do not reject supernatural evidence, whatever that means, miracles or something. Deism closely resembles theism, but for the deist God is not involved in the world in the same personal way. God has made it, so to speak, or set the laws of it, set it in motion, and to that extent, he sustains it in being. However, God, as the deist sees him, allows the world to continue on its own way. That makes sense. He does do that for at least some certain amounts of time, right? That's even in the Bible, subject to this final and somewhat remote control. The term deist derives from Zeus, while the term theist derives from more generic theos. I don't understand that. So I looked, the Founding Fathers' religious wisdom. So, CAP 20. The Founding Fathers' religious wisdom. Okay, so this one says, okay, Hassan is showing this one. This one is from Christian Heritage Fellowship. America's Founding Fathers were not deists. Posted by Dr. Stephen Flick, or Stephen Flick. July 3rd, 2023, this year. And it has George Washington, Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Jefferson. I believe those guys are depicted in front of the Declaration of Independence and maybe even the Constitution, not sure. One of the tools employed by Marxists, reads this article, to undermine a nation is to discredit its heritage of founding fathers. In his book, Rules for Radicals, communist Saul Alinsky, not a Christian, he honored Lucifer, who rebelled. And he wants to rebel because he's a mama spirit, evil woman person. Mama's boy, or was. He's dead now. Saul Alinsky. Didn't he train Obama or Hillary Clinton? Communist advocate Saul Alinsky, or is it Saul, sows the seeds for class warfare, in part by creating disillusionment with past ways and values. Oh, the Christians justified slavery. Slavery was the worst thing ever. Lame. You're lame. Mama Spirit, creating dissatisfaction with the nation's history has been a tactic employed by Marxists around the world. The Marxist attack upon America's past ways and values began more than a century prior to evil Black Lives Matter dismantling or defacing historic sites in 2020 and 2014 and earlier and later. With the Obama insurrection. From the beginning, America has, as an independent nation, faces forces have conspired, French infidelity and the Illuminati, to deny America's Christian origin. None have enjoyed the degree of success that has been realized by the disciples of Karl Marx. That's why most atheists are dumb liberals. Well, shout out to the atheists. The erosion, and the liberals, and the dummies. The erosion of confidence in America's religious foundation began in earnest with the rise of the great agnostic Robert Ingersoll, son of Reverend John Ingersoll, one-time assistant to revivalist Charles G. Finney. Upon Ingersoll's success, socialists and communists of every Marxian hue have aggressively and persistently attacked the Christian foundation of America since the beginning of the 20th century. Sadly, many Americans, including pastors, have bought into the myth that America's founding fathers were deists, who believed in a God who created the world but walked away from what he created. Oh, I don't know. Don't be sad about it. You sad about it? Because God walked away from what he created, God could not have any relationship to the world. Could not? What? Doesn't even make sense. For this reason, deists deny the divine inspiration of Scripture, the virgin birth, and the deity or return of Jesus Christ. In short, deists believe God exercises no providential or ongoing care of interest in the world he has created. I don't know. Sounds like a bunch of confused people fighting to me. Doesn't that sound like confused people fighting? The conservative Christians fighting. I think it's a tactic, because the other tactic is to divide and conquer and make people fight over dumb stuff. And people are fighting over dumb stuff. People are fighting over the flat earth, or the obvious globe, I mean. People are fighting over, some people get all up in arms about blacks thinking they're the true Israelites. Why would you fight them over that? Let them think that. It's fine. It's funny. This is from what Hassan has up here right now. This is Center for American Progress. The far-left extremist Center for American Progress. I think John Podesta is part of this group. Or am I confusing him with somebody else? CAP, Center for American Progress. The Founding Fathers' religious wisdom. And what does it say? I can barely read this. Hold on. This notion that our country's roots are explicitly Christian is both foolish and wrong. It's an article from 2006, before Obama came on the scene in a major way. I guess they were planning to bring him on the scene, maybe. In recent years, we've been told by a variety of conservatives America's founding fathers established a country under Christian doctrine. We are a Christian nation and should operate accordingly. Yes, indeed. It's foolish and wrong. It devalues the Christian faith. They claim like they value the Christian faith. Center for American Progress, you don't value the Christian faith, and disrespects the genius of the founding fathers. Were they genius? I don't know. Maybe they were. I don't know. I am founding fathers agnostic on on their genius. I think they were smarter and wiser than most of us. Put it that way. Certainly Center for American Progress. Christianity does not need to be endorsed by law or some fantasized reinterpretation of the Constitution in order to have meaning in people's lives. Let's face it, will Christianity be seriously jeopardized if its followers learn that only one of the 56 founding fathers was a member of the clergy? Who cares? I never even thought about whether they were pastors. Give me a break. Will their faith be dashed if they discover James Madison objected to chaplains opening the proceedings of Congress with prayer? Interesting. Nowadays, we have lamos opening with prayer, fake prayer. And more recently, will people ignore the Bible if the Ten Commandments aren't posted in courtrooms or if the nativity scene in town squares shares the space with a menorah? Whoa. When people say Happy Holidays instead of Merry Christmas at Walmart, are they attacking Jesus? These people are snakes. The Center for American Progress, they're liberals. They're progressives, communists. For Christians to secure in their faith, the answer to all these Christians should be a resounding no. Be quiet. You don't know Christians. And on it goes. I found Center for American Progress. They're lame. They are lame. Britannica talked about it. George Fox University posted about it. The myth of the founders' deism. Did America have a Christian founding? And some of the, historians are liberals. And so they're not clear thinkers. Just kind of cycle through some of these other ones, Hassan. I want to move on pretty quickly here. That's Encyclopedia Britannica. I don't know what they're saying. George Fox University, 2019. I don't know what they're saying. This is a scan of a book, opening page of a book that makes all these claims that the founding fathers were largely deists. I watched the Hake Report to get dumber, says, come on, man. And deist doesn't sound antagonistic. Quora. I'm on Quora. Are you on Quora? Were the founding fathers of America deists, theists, or atheists? Somebody claims that Thomas Jefferson was an atheist. And somebody mischaracterizes based on Brave AI, based on my understanding from Brave AI, mischaracterizes what deism is. Who today calls himself a deist? Nobody. So that means that the founding fathers were smarter than all these atheists. Reddit posts, Reddit far-left extremists. What a mess. So I haven't found any evidence that most of the founders were deists. Somebody made that claim. Maybe some of them were. And I don't think that they would, I think they would agree more with the Christians than the atheists. Because the atheists are dumb liberals. And shout out to the dumb liberals. We are dumb liberal friendly here on the Hake Report. Flat Earth Victory calls himself a deist. See? And Flat Earth Victory is not a lame-o liberal, except that he might be angry. In which case, you're a liberal. All right. Stop thief! This is clip 21, real muckraker. Meanwhile, in America, present-day America, there are some people who don't seem to believe in God because they steal. Can you believe in God and steal? Real Muckraker posted this on X. It's about a 4-minute clip. Dude stops a shoplifter. This Jamaican guy. Shameless. Shameful. Not the right way to be free of shame. And this is a grown man, older man, Jamaican, in America, stealing. And this guy chases him down. Hopefully all the cuss words are bleeped. I noticed that this guy bleeped at least the F word. Maybe some other words got through, kids. So be prepared to disregard and disavow. Here it is, I think.
Yo, damn, people just shoplift like that? You gonna pay for that? You gonna pay for that? What's up? Drop the bag. I'll call the police right now. Drop the bag.
Look at this
Now
guy.
you took this stuff. Say sorry to the American people for stealing from them. You got people out here from Jamaica just shoplifting. Oh, man, it pisses me off.
Whoa.
Yo, damn, people just shoplift like that?
Publix in Miami Beach.
For reals? He took a bunch
reals?
of stuff. He's just getting the cat. Damn. I
Don't
thought they
say
only
damn,
happened in
kids.
California.
Sorry, kids.
Yeah?
So he goes chasing after this guy.
Hey, yo. Hey, yo. Hey, yo. You gonna pay for that? You gonna pay for that? You gonna pay for that? What's up? Hey, what's up?
He's a
You gonna
white
pay
guy.
for that?
Or
Hey,
Jewish guy.
Hey, you gonna pay for that or what? Where you from? Where you from?
I'm from Jamaica.
You from Jamaica?
Yeah.
How long you been here for? How long you been here for?
Oh, yeah, about
3 years.
Yeah.
You come here. You come here
3
legally
years.
or illegally? You come here.
Take a picture.
You come here legally?
Yeah, no, mommy. I thought I paid for food.
Yeah, you give that to me or I'm calling the police. Give that to me. Hey, don't get too close. Give that to me or I'm calling the police. Hey.
That guy looks
drop
out
the
of
bag,
it.
dog. Drop the bag, dog. Hey.
Dog.
Drop the bag, homie. Drop the bag, homie. Drop the bag. I'll call the police
I like how he
right now.
keeps
Drop
bugging
the
him.
bag.
Call the police.
Yeah, drop the bag. Drop the bag. What you got in there?
Nothing, bro. That's what I've got.
Now you took this stuff.
No, let me get my food.
You get your food.
Let me get my food.
Let me get my food.
I like his style, this black guy's style, sort of.
You should be ashamed of yourself, man. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Take a picture, man. I don't give a fuck about the picture.
Whoops, sorry, kids.
You can call the police whatever you want.
That's right.
But I know.
Be ashamed of yourself, dog. Huh?
He said,
Hey,
bleep
well,
you, B-word.
You too. You too.
only got it.
No,
Whoa.
you gotta pay for this. They don't get too close. I will you up. Don't get too close to me. You stay right there.
I don't touch you, but you not touch me.
I'm not touching you. I'm staying right here. You get close to me, it's gonna be a problem. I'm staying right here.
I don't give a fuck about the picture.
Whoa.
So you come to
Hey.
our country, you come to the United States of America from Jamaica and you steal. That's what you do?
You got your
That's what you do? What's
Shameful.
your name? You want to say sorry? Say sorry to the American people for stealing from them.
I understand what you say.
Check it out.
Look at this stuff that he
I don't know
stole.
how much this stuff costs, but
Deodorant. It's smart. That's a smart homeless.
you got
This
people
guy
out
was
here
the one talking to black like that?
from Jamaica just shoplifting. Oh, man, it pisses me off. People coming to our beautiful United States of America and just disrespecting us. That's what this is. We have a beautiful country. And
Don't say P word,
people
kids.
coming over here, shoplifting, disrespecting our laws, disrespecting what it actually takes to put goods on the shelf, right? Like it's just some sort of manna from heaven. It's all free. Then you just grab it. It's just, nobody actually had to work to put that on the shelf. That's what's going on. Anyway, we got the stuff back. Not that it even makes a difference. And we're going to return it to the store. But it's only going to get worse, folks. Get used to it.
What a
This is
Chad.
America now.
Right on, Muckraker guy. Except I don't know why he was talking so black. This guy is a bozo, says, come on, man. Whatever. Dude, I accept his apology. He said, apologize to the American people. I hear what you say. I don't know if you guys could hear that clearly. He said, P-word me off. Ugh. Baby steps to restoring America. Was that a time to cuss? I think he profiled the guy as not a major threat. Because sometimes those guys could be a threat. I don't know if I encourage you to try this at home. He stopped a deodorant thief. But what a shame. These people. That was a Jamaican man. He was Jamaican, right? Sorry about the cuss words, kids, ladies. Some of the ladies cuss more than when the ladies cuss more than the men, that's off. Just by the way. Why does the world hate us? Genuinely concerned, asks delighted to be here. Delighted to be here. And spelled in a cute way. When you roll over and let people do stuff like that, they'll do it to you more and they hate you. It's a fact. Jack, don't get killed over deodorant, kids, says spoiler alert. Good word. Crazy. Well, I have more stuff to cover, guys, in your calls. If you'd like to call in, 1-888-775-3773. It's Christmas time. Enjoy Silent Night. And this is a great song, okay? Cheer up, for Christ has come. Silent Night by Phil Hahn and Steve Johnson. I'll be right back for hour 2, guys. Enjoy this beautiful track, and I'll be right back for hour 2. Hang tight.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child, holy infant so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. Silent night, holy night, shepherds wait at the sight, glory stream from heaven afar, heavenly hosts sing hallelujah, Christ the Savior is born, Christ the Savior is born. Silent night, holy night, Son of God, love's pure light, radiant beams from thy holy face, with the dawn of redeeming grace, Jesus, Lord, at thy birth, Jesus, Lord, at thy birth.
Wasn't that nice? Thank you guys for bearing with me through the beautiful music. Shout out to Steve Johnson and Phil Hahn. Great duets for those songs of Christmas from, I don't know, 2005 or 2013 or something like that. Nice. Let me just double check for any super chats before I get to calls, everybody. Buymeacoffee.com/The Hake Report is my preferred, but there's also Ko-fi, Ko-fi, and as well as Streamlabs. And of course, there are super chat opportunities on D Live. Shout out to the D Live crew. Greenwall says with the diamond, Jesus is official king of Poland. Look it up. Wow. Nice. Thank you for the tip and the education. Green_wall on D Live. That's cool. He's king of Poland. Nice. He's king of kings, right? I also can get super chats on Odyssey, believe it or not. Let me just double check. And of course, Canadian David is a monthly supporter, a subscriber on Rumble. And you can Rumble rant and subscribe, which means a monthly, like $5 a month. That's cool. Canadian David says, whoa! Quoting Hake. Nice. Keith is always on fire, says Canadian David. Yeah, Keith the caller. Nice guy. Solid guy. A OG, which means old gentleman, not original gangster. Not necessarily original gangster. Sweet. Okay. Let me get to Frederick in Los Angeles, California. Frederick, thanks for calling and holding. What's up, man?
Good morning, Hank.
Good morning.
You watching the news?
I am not watching the news. I'm getting it from you.
Benjamin got egg on his face. Netanyahu.
How? How so?
He's over there killing hostages, man.
How do you? That's not. That wasn't Bibi.
Yeah, that's him. He won't cease fire.
Just because he won't cease fire doesn't mean that he is responsible for killing the. Okay, so here's the story, guys.
Come on, give
three.
him the story,
I think it was
Hank.
3 Israeli hostages who had no shirt off, men. Okay, they didn't have their
Waving
shirt
white-
on. One of them was waving a white flag, I guess. Does that mean surrender? I don't know. Sounds like surrender.
Oh, come on, Hank. Stop.
I wasn't there.
You don't know if white flag means surrender?
I know that it
You don't
means
take
surrender, but I don't know
understand.
the context. Because don't the Palestinians have a white, it has some black on it, but it has like a white scarf. Could look like that. So it's confusing potentially. But guys, there were some IDF people who shot those guys who apparently they were unarmed. I don't know if they knew in advance that they were unarmed. They mistook them for, allegedly they mistook them for enemies. IDF soldiers have in the past mistaken, oh, that's funny. I was wondering what this blinking was. IDF soldiers or, different Israeli forces have allegedly mistaken American ships for Egyptian ships, right? Maybe it was no mistake. So I don't know. It was. I heard
That's
that
what everybody do.
I heard that was not according to the policy, the way they've going about things. They violated their normal way of going about things when they shot and killed. I guess they shot and killed. They killed those
All
3
right. That's what we're
hostages.
talking
So how
about.
are you blaming Bibi Netanyahu for that? That doesn't make sense.
He trained these people, right? I mean,
He did not personally
we'll be at
train these
fault.
people.
Yeah, we'll be
That's
at fault.
dumb.
Like, if American troops did something, they'll blame Biden, right?
No.
What?
No.
So you're no.
Yeah.
I don't see how you come up with that logic. Usually the fault falls on who's the president, right?
Nope.
Like 9/11 fell on who?
W.
And
And
Corona fell on who?
Clinton. Clinton too.
Not
If
so
you're
much.
if you're saying
They
9/11
told
happened
George
under Bush,
that the
people
towers
weren't.
hit and
Most people
it
weren't.
took him.
Bibi. I mean Frederick. I called him Bibi.
Listen,
Frederick.
I ain't-
Most
I
people
ain't
did not
dictator.
blame Bush for 9/11. Maybe they should have, but they did not.
but how long he responded, they was criticizing him about like he was reading to kids, and it took him such and such to respond to 9/11. They went straight to Bush.
Everybody admired how he kept his composure in front of the kids.
Anyway, we're not.
So
talking
you're
about
making
Bush.
this stuff up, trying to blame
No,
Bibi.
They did blame Bush because he came up with
Who's
the weapons
they?
of mass destruction that made us go to war. So we blame Bush for the 9/11 wars.
Oh, speak
It
for
was
yourself.
Bush.
I did not blame Bush for that. That was the deep state The deep state, and Bush fell in with the deep state. He was a...
Well, okay.
But that's not 9/11. I don't blame him for 9/11 necessarily.
Oh.
He had only been in office, 8 months?
Look, we was.
Did you know that Bill Clinton had the opportunity to get Osama bin Laden, and he didn't? But anyway, you're blaming Bibi, B-I-B-I, not B-B, B-I-B-B-I, saying egg on his face for some other people killing some other people. That makes no sense.
No.
You just hate Bibi. You're just a liberal who hates Bibi. Admit it.
I hate giving money to foreign countries that needs to listen when their government is giving them the money, telling them to cease fire, and they don't want to cease fire because they want a World War III and put your kids in danger on the home front, and you letting them push, and to the point where they're killing their own hostages and not even trying to negotiate. You don't see what's going on. But it's okay.
You don't make any sense, because what can I do but let them do whatever they're going to do? Did you know that you're letting them do it too?
You can tell them, cut it off. You can say...
I can't tell them... I can tell them, okay, stop it. And I'll say it right to the camera. Stop it.
The whole way
you're the one letting them do it.
Up like they're not doing nothing wrong.
Frederick.
You're covering for them. You're covering for them.
So are you?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
Just like Chris Christie calling out the rest of them that's covering for Trump. They're going to let him do what he's going to do. Y'all all turn a blind eye when y'all don't want to see the truth, but it's okay.
What difference would it make if I saw the truth?
Because your vote and your conscience is going to weigh. It's going to weigh on your conscience.
I didn't vote for Bibi.
Yeah, you are. You voting for one state. I see it.
You don't know me.
Yeah. Are you going to vote for Biden?
You don't make any sense. You don't make any sense. You're using black mental gymnastics.
State, and it comes down to Biden.
You're thinking black.
State.
You're all over the place.
Are you going to vote for Biden ceasefire?
Huh?
Are you going to vote for Biden ceasefire or Trump's one state in Jerusalem?
I'm voting for Trump all the way, baby.
That's World War III, baby.
That's
all
dumb.
right?
You don't make any sense. Trump brought peace on earth.
Let conscience be taking the note down.
Trump, a brother of Christ, brought peace on earth, goodwill towards men.
All right, we got your vote.
True or not? True or false?
Trump is a puppet.
That doesn't matter. He's a peaceful puppet. He's a man of peace. He's a puppet of Christ.
Or peace. No, he's not a peaceful puppet.
Yes, he is.
He's a warmongering puppet.
Trump is not a warmonger. What war did Trump start? I'll wait.
He's about to start. He started World War III right now with moving that embassy.
You don't make any sense.
Yeah, that's perfect. Man. I just told you.
Moving an embassy doesn't start a war, buddy.
Have a good day. You'll see. It's all going to play out.
Hake 1, Frederick 0. It's Monday. Did Hake tell them to stop? They better stop. Frederica is an atheist, says Nugget Man. He's making me hoarse. I cracked. Get your, while World War III is happening, eat, drink, eat your vegetables, drink your water, and be merry, for Christ has come. And if you like, you can get the Hake Report, la la la, mug. Frederick, did I break Frederick? He gave up. He gave up. But that's cool. All right. Let's see. What's next? Oh, guys. I've been wanting to get to this. This is from last Monday, the 11th of December, that I got. And it's actually from before that. Clip 12. Get clip 12 ready. This is the transgender propaganda. Oh, my goodness. CNN posted this on X. Far-left commie nonsense network posted this on X. Speaking of communists, Frederick is kind of a communist, right? He and Omar voted for Cornel West, the commie. And he thinks he's talking about peace. Give me a break. I never thought that I would have to flee a state. CNN quotes this person who is a member of a family from suburban Florida. This was posted July 26th, 2023 AD. And then I will get to the coffees. Thank you, Carver. This family of 4 living in suburban Florida shares why they are packing up to leave. And I want... Okay, so I censored it because what they call their daughter is not really a daughter. Okay, it's transgender propaganda. And then, oh my goodness. But I censored it somewhat. I should have maybe censored it more, but I did a quick job. And the wife is the one who talks the most, the mother. And then the father is like this weak, lame-o, beta-looking guy, beta-acting guy, beta-thinking guy. Terrible. And I found this somewhat interesting. It's supposedly a family of 4. So, maybe you want to cover your ears, kids, and eyes. Faint of heart. Faint. Those with weak stomachs might want to throw up a little bit. But anyway, here's this. What a mess.
We just thought it would be a nice, warm place to live where we could get to beaches.
Beautiful.
I just never thought that I would have to flee a state for the good
Tiffany
of my
McKee.
children.
Kelly
The
McKee.
SB 254, this will permanent outlaw the mutilation of minors.
Nice. He's moving out. U-Haul.
I remember
I thought
Tori
that was
coming
a-
to me one time and in tears, which she doesn't normally do. And I asked her what was wrong, and she said DeSantis. And like
Him.
the fact that a governor would be making my kid cry, that's a messed up government.
No, it's a messed
We're
up
absolutely
parents.
moving because of the political climate and the laws in Florida. We didn't want to move. When the Florida Board of Medicine started meeting and we realized that they were going to ban gender-affirming care for our kids, that we might need to leave because that is life-saving, essential medicine and treatment for our daughter.
Okay, that's
I was very relieved when we decided to leave. I had never really heard that much about trans people, and until I was like 11 or 12, I didn't even know trans people existed. So I was just used to being uncomfortable. I started hormone blockers pretty soon after that.
Yeah, I mean, there was times before she started getting hormones and stuff that she was suicidal. But after she transitioned, she was much more outgoing, much more like comfortable with herself.
That's the father?
We are seeing many families that are leaving. I really think if you were to ask a member of a trans family, they would tell you they go to bed at night dreaming of how to get out of the state.
So that's the dining room right here, and then this is the living room.
My hope for the McKee family is they are able to find a community that embraces them.
We're lucky that we're able to get out. We're able to afford to leave. A lot of people can't, or it's going to be very difficult.
He got money.
Feel really bad for the people that have to stay here. It's been difficult to access my hormones. I'm not honestly sure how I would continue to access care. Even if I wasn't trans, I wouldn't be comfortable here. It's just not a safe environment for queer people in general.
I do fear for my daughter's safety, and just the fact that somebody might want to hurt her just for her being her, for her existence, is scary. I worry about her every time she goes out. Almost the wide open view.
Yeah, sunsets are great from here.
No.
It's so posed.
I'm looking forward to just being in a place where I don't feel under attack, where I don't feel oppressed. It's just so sad that our country and our society are in this place of denigrating people like that and making them feel like they have no place.
It's just hard to start over all over again.
Help is there for if you or someone you know is struggling with so-called suicidal thoughts or so-called mental health matters. Call 988. No. Call Bond. 1-800-411-2663. 1-800-411-BOND if you need counseling. part of the reason I wanted to show this was because the mother does most of the talking. The father's all beta. It's like, no wonder the child... That's not a child, right? That's not a child. The young man, misguided young man, doesn't want to be anything like the father because the father projects no manliness, no manhood, basically. He's like a slob, except he makes enough money to be able to move. Right on, buddy. I respect that. I respect your money-making ability. Respect. And yeah, I wanted to censor more. I wanted to censor the voice, make it like higher pitched or distort the voice because, you know, this young guy who thinks he's trans is so-called trans. Makes it sound cool, trans. Thinks he's that. Is making his voice all like this. But of course the guy is all messed up. They say, the second reason that I wanted to show this was because the father makes this point, oh, before he got his hormones, he was all really depressed and suicidal. After he got his hormones, he's no longer so depressed. But he's still depressed. If he came to his mother crying over DeSantis, he's still messed up. Oh, DeSantis shouldn't make my child cry. That's a problem with our political leadership. That's a problem with granted, teenagers cry over nothing, especially if you're taking estrogen. It's called an accent. That's how they think women sound. It's boom-tastic. My second point is it's not just like the weak father. It's also the phony statistics from these liars and lie believers like my phony former Christian debate opponents. Who's that guy who I just debated? Tomfoolery. And then the other guy who I debated who's having trouble right now and should just drop that gal. Hunter Avallone. These guys used to be Christians or something. It used to be supposedly conservative. And they believed the statistics. The statistics say that if you're a transgender and you don't get gender reaffirming care, this euphemism for so-called health care, which is medical manipulation of your human body, God-given body, to alleviate your mental psycho-spiritual problem or issue, then you're more likely to commit the S word, suicide, say, than if you did get the so-called gender-affirming care. You follow what I'm saying? If you get... Leave Hunter Avallone alone. I wish him well. I just advise him to drop that gal. She brings unneeded drama. Isn't he a father, a formerly married father? If you get the hormones and all that so-called treatment, so transgender surgery or treatment or what, maybe not even necessarily surgery, you're less likely to commit suicide, supposedly. And I bet it's marginal. I bet you're still more suicidal, way more than the normal people, the non-confused in that way people. I hear that statistic, and then I look at the anecdotes. The anecdotes tell you the real life. Anecdotes tell you real life. Don't fall for this anecdotal evidence is not real. It's a fallacy. Look at the parents. I bet you look at the parents of every single one of those transgenders, and they are messed up. And it kind of explains things. That means that you're treating symptoms, not getting to the root. You treat symptoms. I thought I was going to catch a cold, so I started taking NyQuil or Dayquil or something like that. That's treating symptoms. It's not getting to the root. The root issue is you're living unhealthfully. The root issue for the so-called transgender mess, which we all agree, the transgender mess, whether you're getting the medical aid in living longer, or you're not getting it, it's not an ideal situation to be in. It's better to overcome it or not to give it life. You're giving it life either way. So these scientists giving it life by saying, oh, yes, you are that, but don't get the surgery or hormones and stuff. Oh, yes, you are that, but so get this. You're both giving an A and a B, and those are both A and B are evil. C, don't believe it. C, understand that it's a mess. You maybe can't help yourself, but you can see your way through. See your way out of it. Don't take part in that A-B conversation. That's all Satan talking. Get it? Don't take NyQuil, kids, or Dayquil, or Gayquil. So that was the other thing. Like, the statistics people are suckers. They're not looking at reality. Reality is the anecdote. Was there a third thing? The mother seemed to be leading the home. The father is just such a beta. Let me reiterate number one. The father is such a beta. And I get that fathers are betas in many different ways, and children come out messed up in many different ways. Your symptoms may vary. The root issue, sin, anger, emotionalism, believing lies, terrible lies. The root issue springs forth in all kinds of different symptoms, of course. Some think they're transgender nowadays because now they're pushing that. The world is validating Satan's lies, right? Doctors are drug pushers, says Duke. They love their authority in many cases. That's a fact, Duke. It reminds me of Desmond is Amazing. Remember Desmond is Amazing? The 11-year-old, I don't think he's still 11. The 11-year-old dancer, cabaret dancer, acting like he's like dressed up like a girl and dressing kind of like a strip dance almost, except he didn't strip. But Desmond is Amazing. 11-year-old, same thing. Mother, a mess, and father looks like a total beta. There are fathers who look like a beta, but when you talk to them, there's something there. There's a little bit of strength there. But there's no strength in that man. Maybe there's a little bit of strength because he can make money to move out of Florida. Worldly strength, right? But Desmond is Amazing. Father's a beta. And I don't even use that term, beta, that much. Anyway. That was George Santos. Hake says Frederick, L.A. No, George Santos. He's a based beta, liar, rhino, corrupt politician, Hispanic, New York liberal. He's based. George Santos cracks me up. So that's your commie nonsense network X post today. Speaking of parents, this came out a while ago. Ethan Crumbley. Am I pronouncing his name right? Is it Crumbley or Crumbley? Ethan Crumbley, age 15, at age 15 in 2021 or something like that. Now he's 17, getting life without parole. He shot up that school in Michigan. 2021 Oxford High School shooting. I wonder if I have any pictures from this. I might. Bum, bum, bum. No? Ethan Crumbley. Yes, I do. I have it. Ethan Crumbley in the folder, in the other folder. There's a bunch of pictures of this guy. Sort of this like nerdy, sort of fat, slobby kid with glasses, dark brown hair. Look at him. Aww. Got life in prison for the Oxford High School attack. Speaking of mental messed upness. It's an AP, far-left extremist AP article from Saturday, December 9th of this year. A little less than a week and a half ago. Look at this guy. I'm laughing. I'm laughing because look at him. What a mess. Was he an incel or something? Those people that... Ethan Crumbley was in court listening to victim impact statements Friday, December 8th in Pontiac, Michigan. Parents of students killed in Michigan's Oxford High School described the anguish of losing their children that when Friday that this happened, as a judge considered whether a teenager will serve a life sentence. He's not even 18 yet, by the way, for a mass shooting. But I agree, try him as an adult. Because, you know, you're over 12. What the heck? What the Hake? 17-year-old Ethan Crumbley could be locked up with no chance for parole for killing 4 fellow students and wounding others. Wow, so he only killed 4? I mean, that's a lot. That's too many. It's 4 too many, obviously. And so this Kylie Osage, this crying gal, described seeing one of her friends, her female friends, die. Urged Hannah St. Juliana 1,000 times to keep breathing while they waited for help. There's a female who's talked in court and cried and had her head in her hands and made a scene. I don't like how in the courts they make these things all emotional. The judge starts getting preachy. That's not appropriate, in my opinion. Also, I don't like these courts. There's no windows. And you have like these fluorescent lights, these soul-killing fluorescent lights. And then like they have the light up in the soffit or something, shining down. I do like the wood paneling, okay, but they need windows in these courts. Courts should be beautiful, I think. But anyway, that's a mess. Show these different pictures, Hassan, please. Oh my gosh, it's just a young black judge. I'm laughing because look at him. You think he belongs? And he has kind of like a Muslim beard. One thing I like about the Muslims is they shave they trim their mustache way down. So they don't get all this gunk on their mustache so much. It's practical. And then they have like a longer beard. So this guy's name is Judge Kwame Rowe. I like the American sort of a last name, Rowe. My last name I heard was supposed to be Rowe. Hake, I heard, I don't know if it's true, was my step-great-grandpa. Rowe was thrown out for being a drunk. The step-great-grandpa Hake, great-great-grandpa? I'm not sure. Was also thrown out for being a drunk, but the kids kept the last name. That's what I heard. I don't know if it's true. Might be an old wives' tale. I didn't hear it from my father, so it might not be true. But look at this guy. He's like this youngish Kwame. Kwame, your name is Kwame. In Michigan. And you're a judge presiding over this case. It's sort of a backwards world, but we live in evil times, don't we? And maybe this guy, he looks nice. I don't have a personal beef with him, but he's like wearing this hoity-toity judge robe. So he presided over the sentencing hearing of Ethan Crumbley. Considered whether Crumbley, a teenager, will serve a life sentence for the mass shooting, and he indeed is sentenced to life. I don't know, maybe he should get the death penalty. Show these pictures of this girl who's like performing. Kylie Osage. Oh, she got a bullet exit wound. She got shot. Whoa, I didn't know that. Dang. She must be like roughly, I don't know how old she is. She's all crying. I guess that's understandable, her to be crying. But it's been 2 years. But women cry a lot. Kylie Osage describes how she urged Hannah St. Juliana, who must have died, I guess, 1,000 times to keep breathing while they waited for help in a blood-soaked carpet. What a mess. What's with this? Ever since I was in high school, 4/20/99, right? April 20th, 1999. I wasn't around because I had broken my collarbone. But I heard from my coach, my track coach, and another guy, my other assistant coach, the 4/20/99, April 20th, 1999 shooting in that Colorado place. The Trenchcoat Mafia boys, they shot up Christians, and I think they played Doom or something like that. They played those violent video games. I'm laughing because I don't really blame the video games. But we've gotten rid of prayer in schools and gotten rid of the guns, turned people liberals, messed up the families, encouraged the messing up of the families, encouraged the free sex stuff. These boomers fell for the free sex stuff. Look at there's a father of somebody who died. And divorce, no-fault divorce. Thanks a lot, Ronald Reagan. Rest in peace. Oh, this guy's son died. Buck Meyer is the father of Tate Meyer. Tate Meyer, I guess, died. Oh, and this female prosecutor, Karen McDonald, a woman prosecutor. Somewhat mildly attractive. Okay, nice. But I'm not for these women being these lawyers. And this guy, this father is wearing like a hoodie. That's fine, whatever. Yeah, he's broken up about his son who got killed. They didn't used to, did they? People claim, violent crime has gone down over the decades. It's only ever gone down throughout history. I don't believe that. I think that's a terrible lie. When we had beautiful white Christian communities and beautiful black Christian communities, we didn't have this stuff. It didn't even enter people's minds to do this. And I know that it was hell. There were murders. There's always been murders. Cain and Abel. It's in the Bible. Look at this prosecutor hugging people. I don't like this. This is biased court. I get the prosecutors are supposed to convince you but they're supposed to convince you with the facts. The facts. I know that facts are not truth, but they're supposed to convince you with the facts, not feelings and emotions. He gets life in prison. And again, maybe he should have gotten the death penalty. I am for swift justice. Clovera on Twitch says, I think you should get the death penalty if you kill. I kind of like that too. Maybe not always. I don't know. I'm kind of a liberal. Hake is a liberal. He's not sure. Because I'm not sure when the death penalty is appropriate or when it's not. Because nowadays we have corrupt courts. And this guy's obviously guilty, right? He's guilty of what he did, killed for. It's like, this is a side note. It's like the bowl cut young man who shot up the black church. They want a death penalty for the so-called hate crime. I'm not for the death penalty for a so-called hate crime. I'm for the death penalty for murder. but not for Loretta Lynch seeking out the death penalty because you're a white who killed blacks because they're black and you've know that there's a race war against the whites, and so you're waging race war against the blacks and you want to start a race war more. That's dumb. That's a dumb reason to seek the death penalty. It's evil. Loretta Lynch, the black female attorney general under Obama. So now we have corrupt reasons for seeking the death penalty. So anyway, here's the other reason why I wanted to cover this story. I read this article, and listen to this. And again, I don't know if it's true. I feel like American Anchor Baby might have covered this in the past too. Maybe about a different thing. Judge Kwame Rowe rejected pleas from defense lawyers for a shorter sentence, ensured that Ethan Crumbley, 17, will not get an opportunity for parole. Moments before learning his fate, the teen apologized and appeared to agree with the victims that the stiffest punishment was appropriate. Ethan Crumbley, he apologized. Any sentence that they asked for, I ask that you do impose it on me, the shooter said. Shooter? He's not a shooter. He committed the murder. You could call him the murderer. Shooter or assaulter, whatever. But shooter is trying to demonize the gun. That's that snaky far-left extremist AP. Shared by far-left extremist Yahoo. Trying to demonize the gun. Or scare us from the gun. I want them to be happy. I want them to feel secure and safe, says Ethan Crumbley. I do not want them to worry another day. I'm really sorry for what I've done. They shouldn't worry anyway, buddy. But I can try my best in the future to help other people. That is what I will do. Life sentences for teenagers are rare in Michigan since the U.S. Supreme Court and state's highest court said acts of minors should be viewed differently from the crimes of adults. An evil AP said differently than sloppy writing Ed White and Corey Williams and sloppy editing editors of far-left AP. It's not different than, okay? That's grammatically correct. Arrogant Hake, puffing up. But anyway, it's differently from the crimes of adults. Okay, it's not a moment to celebrate, said the prosecutor, female prosecutor, the mildly attractive one, somewhat. Karen McDonald. It's tragic, and the voices today, I think, profoundly show that. Blah, blah, blah. I'm a really bad person. I've done terrible things, Crumbley said in court on Friday. You did terrible things, but everyone in there was bad person, Ethan Crumbley. I don't know about that. But listen to this. Okay, hold on. Ethan Crumbley was 15 when he committed the shooting, the murders, and assaults and batteries. If you shoot someone, that's assault and battery, right? Pleaded guilty to first-degree murder and terrorism. Terrorism? What, he had a political motive? And then I'll get to calls. He brought a gun to school, but his backpack was never checked, even after his parents were summoned that same day about their son's drawings, which included guns and the words, listen to this, the thoughts won't stop, help me. What? The thoughts won't stop, help me. Dang, isn't that interesting? I think we'll have to reduce James's caffeine intake. He's a little too animated for my liking. Understandable, Survivor. Understandable. Let me calm down. It might be the combination of sugar and... I'm not going to distract you guys with this. I started it, now I have to say it. I had a Thai tea. The Thai tea is sugar and caffeine. Bad news. But isn't that interesting? The thoughts won't stop. Help me. And he did not have counseling at Bond. Rebuildingtheman.com/counseling. The judge, the black judge, said the shooting was planned well in advance, and he noted that the shooter had plenty of time to stop as we walked through the school. And of course, they call this shooter. Murderer. The guy who committed the murder. The convict. Rowe was especially troubled by how victim Hannah St. Juliana was repeatedly shot, and another, Justin Schilling, was shot at point-blank range in the bathroom. while another student was forced to watch. He described it as execution and torture. The court cannot ignore the deep trauma caused to the state of Michigan and the Oxford community, said the judge. Be quiet, judge, black judge. You're being emotional, in my view, I think. Earlier, Roe allowed a framed photo of Tate Myre to be placed near him while the slain teen's father spoke. We are miserable. We miss Tate, said Buck Meyer, the father that you saw. Thoughts. There was another thing about thoughts. Listen to this. Defense lawyer Paulette, a woman, Michael Lofton, said Crumbley has improved with medication and mental health care. I'm shaking my head. He is remorseful. He has been able to keep out the dark voices and thoughts, said Lofton. The victims weren't impressed. He is a bright young man. He is an artist. He is a historian. Nice. There are days I have been oblivious, sitting in a cell for 3 hours just talking to him. His life is salvageable, said a court-appointed guardian and lawyer, Deborah McKelvey, said this teen is not the same person 2 years after the murders. Been able to keep out the dark voices and thoughts. I'm leery about that one. Medication, mental health care. Shaking my head. It sounds just like the deist versus atheist versus theist versus Christian argument from history. Lost, confused people pushing their mess. Let me see what else was said. Can never... Okay. This is what the father said. Show the father one more time, Hassan. Listen to what the father said. We are miserable. We miss Tate. Our family has a permanent hole in it that can never be fixed. Ever. That's, to me, a woman-like statement. Man up. You're supposed to get past things. You heal. Yeah, I mean, you lost his son. It shouldn't happen. Murder shouldn't happen, I guess. Because it's wrong. It's wrong to murder. You lost your son by murder. But that's emotional talk. That's preachery. That's not godly. Oh, yeah, by the way, spoiler, it says, Crumbley's parents were charged December 3rd with involuntary manslaughter. I forgot about this. For failing to secure the handgun. And after failing to appear for arraignment, the parents were, caught somewhere else. That's true. They were subject to a manhunt. Yeah! Oh, I have that written down. They charged his parents with manslaughter. And not because they raised him wrong. No. You raised him wrong all you want. No. They charged them with manslaughter because they didn't secure the gun. That's... Oh, you can take him down. Show Ethan Crumbley one more time. That's R-worded. E-tarded Ray. Because, okay, it's sensible. You know your kid's messed up. You raised him badly. Yes, you should hide or lock away the gun from him. But you charge them for that? That's like catching Al Capone for tax evasion or something. Taxes. He did murders, didn't he? Or he stole. He stole. Get him for stealing, not for tax. That's like charging the blacks for, drug possession when they, hit a cop. You charge them for hitting a cop, not for having a drug. You know? They're charging the parents, not for being bad parents, not for, being evil, such that a 15-year-old commits these murders. They charged them for their Second Amendment because they had the gun in their home the way that they wanted to have their gun in the home. Of course, sensible. Keep the gun away from the suicidal psycho or homicidal psycho in this case. Anyway. Yeah, that's a violation of the Second Amendment. And also it's a violation. We have a law of mama spirit. Anyway. It's a mama spirit. It's not justice. It's not truth. It's not the American way. I know I'm quoting Superman, which isn't created by Christians. It's not manly. It's not swift justice. 2 years later, they're deciding this guy's fate. Like they didn't know that he was guilty. Look, I can look at him and see he's guilty. And he's not even black. Shout out to the blacks. Anyway, it's senseless, faithless, heartless, ruthless. That's in the Bible. Senseless, faithless, heartless, ruthless. I'm looking it up right now on Evil Google, which is a totally useless website. Bible Hub, Romans 1:31. They have no understanding, no fidelity, no love, no mercy. Nice. King James Version, without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affection, implacable, cannot be placated, unmerciful. Nice. Romans 1:31. From Paul, some of you guys are Paul deniers. Who, knowing the judgment of God, that they which commit those things are worthy of death, not only do they do the same, but they have pleasure in those who do them. They encourage others to be evil. Shameful. So these godless people judging this boy for being godless. Anyway. Let me get to my favorite caller, Maze from the sundown town of Dayton, Ohio. Maze, thank you for calling and holding. Go ahead.
Hello, James. How are you today?
Fine. How are you?
I'm marvelous as usual.
Nice.
I have 2 questions for you.
Sweet.
Well, maybe 3.
Right.
Well, when you say bro, what does that mean?
Bro means red, I think, or something like that.
No, I said bro.
Bro?
Or brother.
Oh.
Brother.
Oh, bro is short for brother. Yeah.
Okay. And when somebody say that to you, what do that mean to you?
It means dude. It's kind of like saying dude.
Oh, no. You would say dude.
Right.
That's what you would say with dude, right?
Yeah.
Being a
dude and bro. It's interchangeable.
Y'all don't say bro.
Yeah,
Y'all
huh?
say dude.
No,
Don't you?
white said bro in the 90s.
No, the 90s.
Yeah, 90s.
Really?
Yep.
When somebody's talking
Blacks
to you,
said bro before that and after that. And now they say bruh.
I say dude.
Or whites will say brah.
You don't find a black person saying dude to you. They usually say either bro or brother, right?
Who?
They'll say bro or brother.
Oh, blacks?
When you're talking to a Caucasian. Or talking to a black man is talking to a Caucasian. Those are the 2 words they would use.
They will call a white man brother?
Yeah.
Oh,
One of your colleagues, that's what he used to call you all the time, brother.
Who? Oh, like
Yes, he called you. That's what he would call you, brother.
Like, okay, all right, yeah,
so
yeah.
y'all, you would say dude back to him.
Oh, true. Yeah. But brother can also mean brother in Christ.
No, I'm not talking about Christ. And who killed Christ in the first place? Well, I'd like to know.
The Romans and Jewish people and you and I, because we're
Christian
sinners.
people killed Christ?
Because, well, no, Christian people didn't necessarily kill Christ. Christian people, I don't know if they were Christians before Christ died.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'd like to know who killed him. And if he died for your sins.
Why do you want to know who killed him?
I just need to know.
Why you need to know? That's
odd. You shouldn't be following that group of people if they killed Christ.
Why not? I mean, they're dead.
They're murderers.
The Jews, not the Romans, says Kale.
No,
Jewish people, Pharisees, the teachers, the high priests, that one guy who liked the money, Judas Iscariot, he betrayed his Lord with a kiss.
Were they Christians or what were they?
They were not Christians.
Well, could you find out for me?
They were Jewish people, and then the Romans did the actual execution at the behest of the Jewish people who wanted him dead.
Well,
some of the Jewish people did.
Find out for me and make sure.
But everybody killed Christ. I mean, the Christ came to die. Didn't you know that? I mean, He eventually, like, he knew that that's what his was for him to do, for
If he
our
came to die
sins.
for your-
Did you know
if he
that
came to
Christ?
die for your sin and he
What
left
I
the law
heard,
here
what I heard
follow.
was Christ died for our sins.
If he died for your sins,
have you ever sinned, Maze?
if he died for your sins and he left a law for you to follow, what's wrong with following his law? You do everything but that. You hate. You do everything. You don't love your neighbor. And all of the things that he left in the law, supposedly, you don't do it. So what did he die for? Nothing?
No, he died. Most people won't follow. He even said, narrow is the gate.
Well,
I think he said, narrow is the way. And
then
few
I
will
have,
find
my last
it.
question is,
So what do you mean he died for nothing? He died for the few who
Yes, he did.
will
I
find
think
the way.
I think so. I'd like to know who killed
So
the
you
president.
don't you don't know anybody who follows his law?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, then maybe you just don't know
I
enough
know
people.
some people might get close, but I know a whole lot of them.
Maybe you need to get out more, or
No, I don't
maybe you
I
need
get
to
out. That's
maybe
the
you need
problem. I
to
get out and
wash
I
out.
learn.
Maybe you need to wash out your ears. Maybe you don't have ears to hear or eyes to see.
Yeah, that's my problem. I got ears to hear and eyes to see and a mouth to talk.
So,
But anyway,
but do you follow
and
his
this
law? Wait, Mace. Do you follow Christ's law?
Do I?
Yeah,
Some of it.
some of it, but not all of it.
I don't hate anybody.
What part?
And I don't
What
have nobody
part?
teach me to hate.
What part don't you follow?
What part do I not follow?
Yeah, you said
I
some of
haven't
the
figured
law.
out.
Huh?
I haven't figured it out yet.
Oh, okay. So you know that you don't follow it in whole, but you know that it's only in part that you follow.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I know I don't hate my neighbor, and I don't hate people, and I don't have people to teach me to hate.
Do you
And I don't have
strive?
jealous
Do you
envy.
strive for the kingdom of heaven?
I don't know what the kingdom of heaven is and
Do you
all
s-
that stuff
do you
because I
seek
don't
it?
know. That's what it was told in the book.
Do you seek it?
Do I seek it? No.
So you don't care about following his law.
Yes, I care about following his law because he's the only one, but not.
If you
not
care
that
about
book.
following it, then you're seeking
Talking
the
about the
kingdom of
book.
heaven, right?
You're talking about. Excuse me.
If you care about following the
We're talking
law
about
of Christ, then you are seeking.
Well, I'm saying, but you're talking
The
about the
kingdom of
Bible,
heaven.
about his law that he left on this earth for the people to follow.
I'm not talking about the Bible necessarily. I'm talking about the law of
Yes,
Christ.
you were talking about Matthew, Mark, Luke, and James, and all those people that was in there, and all the stuff that went on in the Bible.
Yeah, the
They were
Bible
not-
mentions that stuff, yeah. But that doesn't mean I'm talking about the Bible.
Oh, yes, you are. Well, what are you talking about then? You're not talking about his law. Could we go over that one day? His law,
Sure.
so we can know if we following it or anything near it.
Oh, you want me to cover it?
Yes.
Okay. I
Maybe
do
you
know.
have-
I can do it right now. Jesus
that's
said the law, all the law is summed up in this. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and all your soul and all your mind and all your strength. And you shall love, and the second commandment, like it, you shall love your neighbor as yourself. All the law and the prophets is summed up in that or something like that. So there it is. Boom.
It's 10. That's not all of them. You ain't go through all of them.
That's
You shouldn't
about
commit
it.
adultery.
If
You
Jesus summed it up,
envy and all those things.
if Jesus summed that up as the greatest commandment, said it summed it up, then how come you're not satisfied with this? You're never
No, I want
satisfied.
you to help people that don't understand it.
You're never satisfied,
That's why you
Mace.
got the microphone.
Are you ever satisfied?
Am I ever satisfied?
Yeah.
Sometimes I am and sometimes I'm not.
Okay, nice.
And you're not either.
That's
But, and my last question to you.
all right.
Should a man do what he want to do with his body?
What?
Should a man do what he wants to do with his body? You know,
Not
when
ne-
you hear the
no,
women
he
say,
should not.
"My body,
No,
I
a
can
man
do what
should
I
not.
want with it."
No, a man should not necessarily do what he wants to do with his body.
Okay.
70% accurate quote, Hake, says Baldman54. Hey, I mentioned you earlier in the show, Baldman54.
But are you upset with abortion? For women getting abortion?
Yeah, if I'm upset, I'm wrong for being upset. I shouldn't be a beta about it.
Well, are you upset with Bruce Jenner for messing his body up?
That's gross. I mean, I never thought about it as being upset, but yeah, it's a little bit disturbing.
Well, they need to have a law to stop them from messing their bodies up then.
That's fine. I'd be okay with that.
I think the 2 and 2 go together.
Nice. So transgender and abortion should both be either inlawed or outlawed?
Keep your body the way it was made.
Yeah.
Be fruitful and multiply.
That's why I grow out my neck
You
beard.
can't do that if you're...
Leave it alone. What?
You're supposed to honor thy mother and thy father, which is not done. You're going to hate your mother, but you honor your father. No. It said the children. And what I be hearing had nothing to do with God's law. So that's why I wanted you to go over it so people can understand it more. Maybe it'll help them out. And then Mr. Brightness that was on this morning, somebody help him. He needs real bad.
You talking about Keith?
Yes.
Mr. Brightness. That's funny, man.
And I'm going to say, dude, get it together.
Nice.
Have a good one, Jay.
You too, Maze. Appreciate you. She's so nice. Guys, this has been the Hake Report. Rick in Hampton, Virginia wanted to talk about the economy and thoughts on gold. Rick in Hampton, I cannot get to you, man. Call me tomorrow. I'll get to you first thing, if you so please. Let me just double check. There are some super chats I did hear. Base America First bought a coffee saying, unsavory disclaimer, California leaders having failed for decades to expand reservoirs now plan to pass new laws that provide wastewater treatment plants technical regulations for purifying and reusing dirty water, storm runoff, black water from toilets, gray water from laundry, showering. Once treated through microfiltration, reverse osmosis, UV light, wastewater would bypass the now typical natural filtration period and directly be injected into clean water pipelines in a process called direct potable reuse. Planned since 2021, state authorities will vote this week on State Water Resources Control Board's toilet-to-tap resolution. Water systems and agencies will not be required to participate in wastewater reuse and must hold public hearing for any water recycling projects before permanent reapproval. I'm not comprehending this. I'm going to have to read this tomorrow. Base America First. Appreciate it, man. Carver bought a coffee. Man, I'm going to have to read you guys' super chats tomorrow. I am remiss. I messed up. I don't have all the super chats ready to read them all. I see them. 1, 2, 3, 4 supers that I must read. Guys, because I want to play some Christmas music. This is not exactly Christmassy, but it is supposedly Christmas. All I Want for Christmas compilation, Lujo Records, 2004. A Little Safety from Yourself by Platelets. Adios, America. Catch you later. And catch American Ink, baby, at noon. Bye. Sound Onofre. Beach. Just read them over the music. No. I don't know if this is God singing to us.
You're not alone, I'm right here with you.
The Holy Spirit.
You're safe.
Adios, America. Bye.